Hello, good evening all.
Happy Mother's Day to
Happy Mother's
everyone.
Day to everyone.
I hope you've all had a really good day. Sorry we're a little bit late. It's always the same, isn't it? We try and go live and then things called kids crop up. Fingers crossed I can get a chance to speak to everyone. Are you Amy? You okay? Hey, Shane. Oh, Shane is my absolute hero today. Thank you. And you know why? You know why, don't you? Just absolute hero, sending us loads of stuff that we needed for research. So fantastic.
Yeah. Right, guys, if you're here watching us, oh, I can hear.
Michelle, hi, have you gone quiet? Did you stop talking or?
Yeah, I was talking, but I can hear myself.
Oh, because you were talking, it went quiet, and I was like, have we got cut off then?
Yeah, no, I know why. Yeah, so if you're in chat and you haven't got a membership yet, just say hi, because I'm going to gift 5 memberships.
Yeah.
To you. Obviously, they go out
before you do it, make sure, right, if you go into your settings, there's something in your settings to click to say that you can accept gifts or something. There is, I'm not sure. Don't ask me where it is. I just know that it's something in your settings, and then you can accept gifts. If you've had other memberships, you'll be fine. Are you 40 and how are you doing?
Anyone done anything lovely today with their mums?
Yeah, New Brunswick. Hey, how's it in Canada for Mother's Day? Been skiing and it's all snowy there, isn't it, at the moment?
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Is it still snowy? I don't know. New Brunswick, tell us all about it. I love the snow. I love it when we have a proper downpour. Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I love making snowmen. I get the kids to roll the big snowballs, and then we decorate it all.
Lovely. It's nice, but I don't like it when it turns to ice.
Yeah, I don't like the ice. I actually fell and broke my leg on the ice, and I shattered it, and I had to have I broke my tibia and my fibula in my legs, which are the 2 main bones in your lower leg, and I've got like something like 16 screws in my ankle now, going up my leg to repair it. And they're still in there, so I set off all the metal detectors in the airport.
Amy, Mother's Day here in the US is in May.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know they have a different one to us. So, right, should we give these 5 memberships out and then we can get going?
Yeah, if we can do it. So everyone who's not a member, be prepared.
Okay, off it goes.
Yeah, the membership, I think it's £1.99 a month. We've gone for the cheapest tier. It's not about the money with us. It's just about having the security and, you know, like a nice closed group when we do our members only. We had a members only. Was it on Wednesday we did it?
Yes, it was.
And
yeah.
It was we had a laugh, didn't we, on there? We went through some Nikki stuff, and then you know, that was quite sad. But then we also you know, we did have a bit of a chuckle as well, didn't we, Cupcake?
Yeah. I can't remember what yours is. What is yours again?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, don't.
Fluffy.
Brilliant. Right.
I
will just read the disclaimer quickly. We are a topical discussion channel, and any discussions are for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed by the host and guest are based on personal experience and research they may have conducted. However, they're merely personal opinions and should be treated as such. Theories within content are not designed to offend or incite hate towards anyone. We encourage our community to remain respectful and be kind to other members and guests.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And today is a day of love, isn't it? And we look for our mums if they're here, or if they're not here anymore. We still love them and think of them, don't we? So
it sure is. And obviously
sad,
today.
Sorry, I'll let you speak.
Oh no, I was just going to say, obviously we've been thinking about Nikki's daughters today. It's the second Mother's Day that they've had to, I would say celebrate, but yeah, without their mum here.
It's hard. My kids, obviously, they lost their dad 3 years ago, and it doesn't really get a lot easier. You know, what I try and do is we always do something to remember the dads. You know, we'll go and we drive down to near the hospital where he passed, and it's in a beautiful area, and we throw flowers in the sea. And then after that, I always do something fun for them. The girls, like I might take them trampolining or, ice skating, and just something, just so that it's not they're not sitting around dwelling on it too much. But it's walking into shops when there's all like the cards and the balloons and all that. That's the part that really guts you, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is.
It is hard, but then it's like. My mum's still here, but she's my rock. I love my mum to bits. She does so much for us, and it's a nice day to sort of just appreciate her. You just go up to your mum and tell her, "I love you, mum." And if they're not here, say it, because they'll hear you as well. Because I'm spiritual, and I believe that they hear what we say. Our inner thoughts. They know that they're loved, and it's about love, isn't it? It's about showing love. So,
yeah,
and all you guys in chat, I love all yous lot as well.
But no, it's been. Well, we didn't really do anything today. We just chilled. It's been a long week. We've booked day, week, and everything. Literally, we was having to do so much.
It's been a lot going on, hasn't there?
Yeah, so was having to do a lot in the schools. So we was absolutely shattered this week.
Oh, yeah, so, it's been a week and a half. Yeah, we always say this, don't we? But every week it seems to get like more and more, doesn't it? You're like, oh my God. I just want to have like a really boring week where nothing happens and I can just go, I'm bored. I'm pretty feeling at the moment. But
we obviously the secondary school places come out as well this week, didn't they?
And, yeah.
Hi Ellie. Yeah, so with that, I'm having to appeal that as well. So it's like, ooh, just can't be doing with it this week.
Yeah, your daughter didn't get into the school that she really needs it to go into that school, doesn't she? That's where her friends are and everything else. It's just getting the appeal right with the school and getting them to listen. Yeah. It's all stress, isn't it?
I know, that's what I mean. It's just one thing that I didn't need this week.
My two go to my old secondary school, the one I attended, and we don't live like in a catchment area for it, but because I'm an ex-pupil, you get like points towards your kids going there, and obviously I've got a lot of friends in that area with kids in that school, so my two like knew loads of kids when they started. So I was like, when you're on tenterhooks thinking, are they going to let me? Are they going to let me? And then when I went there, and the head was actually the deputy head of the school that Charlotte had just started in. And so I knew her. And, she was like, yeah, of course you can come. Yeah. I was like, all right then. So, it was really easy in the end. It was, they were happy to have us.
Nicola, we have just gifted 5 away. I can do 5 again at the end of this live.
Do you want to hold on?
Yeah, if you hold on, I can give 5 more memberships at the end. We get 10 a month, so I've done 5 at the beginning of the stream, and I'll do 5 at the end.
Yeah.
So
Is that all right?
anyone
Because I was chatting to you, wasn't I, about it?
Yeah, anyone that did get gifted, stay in chat, and you might get one at the end.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I was saying it's so sad for girls, isn't it? It's awful, isn't it? But
yeah.
obviously, the for Nikki's daughters, it's been so high profile. Everyone knows about what's happened to their mum. Everyone's talking about their mum, even still, and it just must be really, really difficult for them to get their head around it. I just hope they've got a counsellor. My 2 did go for counselling. They went for art therapy counselling, where they drew things and they made their own memorial book with, like, they wrote the happy memories that they had with their dads.
Oh,
And
lovely.
that was really nice. And then I'd already bought memory boxes. They were encouraging the kids to make them, but I bought these wooden ones, and then it was placing up certain objects in there that bring back happy memories as well. Like one was a bit of volcanic rock that we had from Tenerife, so they could remember the holiday with their dad in Tenerife. So
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I'm sure they would have got counselling, because the age that they are.
yeah,
I'm sure they would have got it, and hopefully they've done something nice in Nikki's memory as well on today.
that's it. Yeah, I just like sometimes just getting away, like on holiday, just go for a break to like Centre Parks or something for a weekend, just to get out of the norm, isn't it, and get away from it all.
Yeah,
Good.
Amy, Nikki's mum must be sad as well today. It's her second Mother's Day without her daughter.
That's it. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because yeah, I know, like, my partner's mum's sad, and she'd usually get a card and a present off my partner, and obviously it's happens. But I sent a little post up only on Facebook, and I said happy Mother's Day to the nanas, and I named her and my mum together, and that was off Charlotte and Izzy. They both wanted me to send that, so it's just it's really, really sad. It's but it's it's I went. I think of Mother's Day, right? My daughter is having a birthday in a few days, and I actually got induced on Mother's Day. I got taken and induced. Yeah, so I remember like that. It was late at night, so we had like the daytime, and I remember going for dinner at my mum's house and having a hospital bag in the boot of the car. And then we literally went from my mum's house to the hospital. I had to be there for about 8 o'clock at night. And then they start the induction process. And then I went into a 36-hour labour. Oh, it's horrible.
Yes.
Really, really. Oh. And then, yeah, emergency. There's always drama when I'm around, to tell you. We were in the room when I gave birth to Charlotte. There were literally about at least 12 people in there. I was like looking around going, oh my life. All your dignity's gone, hasn't it, by then?
Oh yeah. No,
you
definitely.
Just like, I don't care as long as my baby's born and she's okay, and and then she was fine. And I was okay. I had to have a blood transfusion afterwards.
I was on iron tablets because I lost quite a bit of blood as well, but we won't go into that. Nicola, my mum has had a nice Mother's Day, but we all been on a roller coaster since November, with my dad then passed away in January. So dreading Father's Day and his birthday coming up. Grief comes in waves. Oh, sorry to hear that, Nicola. It's I don't think it ever gets easier, does it? You kind of just live day by day, but it's on these special occasions like birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, it just hits you like anything, doesn't it?
They're always going to be hard, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick, about your dad. It's so hard. I'll say to you what I said to my girls, and it is that if your dad, if he could talk to you now, I'm sure he'd tell you that he'd want you to be happy. He wouldn't want you to be sad. So do things that make you happy if you can. It is, you know, that he wouldn't want you to be sad, would he? He loves you and he wants you to be happy. And I've told that to my girls, and that's their ethos now, that they know that their dad wouldn't want them to be moping around sad. They want them to be happy. You know, they want to be happy and to live life as upbeat people, and they seem to be doing that, which is good. But we have to. I'm not saying we don't ever have moments. We definitely do. And it crops up on you randomly, doesn't it? It doesn't necessarily have to be a specific date. It just happens, and you know, one of my daughters will go, "Oh, I've just seen some, orange van and thought it looked like my dad's." You know, doesn't get upset about it. It's just something mad like that.
That's what I mean. It hits you in waves, doesn't it? Like one day you have a better day, and then the next day something could happen, and everything comes flooding back.
Yeah,
and it's so much for like young people to deal with, as well as obviously us lot.
That's it.
We're still so young.
Yeah, because the thing is about losing your mum at that age, the majority of their friends, are probably all their friends, have still got their mum, and they're like probably the only ones that haven't got them. Maybe some kids might not have them mum, I mean, due to separations and stuff like that. But you know, they might feel like the only people. And I think this is why bereavement groups are good, because they actually have groups where the kids can meet up as well. I was offered that for my girls. They didn't want to do it, but they could have met up with some other kids. But as it happened, they did, or they did in natural life, you know, through some friends and family that we had. So it was, but that it just makes them feel like they're not the only one that's going through this situation.
No, exactly. Especially when it's like so sudden as well and unexpected.
Yeah. It's like literally just said, like, drops them off at school and said bye to them. You know, and they were expecting to be collected later on, and they never saw her again. So, you know, how much of that messes with your mind.
Yeah.
It's awful, isn't it? Bless them. But I just think today's about love, isn't it? You tell everyone you love them. You've got some dads out there who are doing mum and dad roles as well. So happy Mother's Day to any fathers, single fathers out there. You know, it's just spread the love, isn't it?
Yes, no, it is. So obviously, because we've finished the inquest, we're just kind of waiting now for the next phase when Peter releases these images, I suppose, if he does. So obviously, rather than keep going over and over the same stuff, we are thinking about moving on to a different case for now. Obviously, we will still be looking into Nikki stuff, and if anything comes up, we will cover it.
We'll be like the first to get on there, won't we, when it comes up with Nikki? It's literally just waiting on Peter, isn't it? Because he's got a lot going on in the background, and you know, he will eventually, you know, he believes in giving us the truth to the public, you know, so he will make an announcement. But you know, he's in negotiations, I think, at the moment, and they're quite tricky because he's obviously taking on a whole police force, isn't he?
Yeah, but we don't want to. It doesn't mean that we've given up on Nikki. We obviously are still going, but at the moment, there's literally nothing else we can do. So we was thinking, because obviously we want to stay around with Nikki. We was going to look into Evelina, the veterinary lead nurse.
Yeah, you know, she worked for Moivets, Evelina Sasak, and she worked for Moivets. She didn't work in the immediate branch near Nikki's, but she worked for the same partnership. But it's possible that she has met Nikki, because I know in partnerships they do spend maybe like a day in a different centre, and there might be like neutering cats, for instance, and having a day where they do that for 25 quid, and they might all have to send more vets over to one specific veterinary surgery. So they do move around a little bit within their practice. So and she just got promoted, hadn't she, as well, in a pay rise?
Yep. So we was looking into what we could do next, and a lot of people would like this covered. So we're going to start investigating into this and see what we can find out. The fact that she was from the same location as Nikki, and it was, I just can't get my head around it. I really can't.
The next village away, more or less, wasn't it? Really, it wasn't far at all.
And the fact that she worked for Moy's Vets, that two secs, Jen. I've just got to read something.
Oh, well, yeah, she went for Moy's Vets, and that's where Nikki obviously works. So we don't know if it's linked. They could be completely different. The coroner gave a verdict of suicide. I thought we'll explain what happened in detail, because we've got an article here. But she had some severe wounds to her body, and that it was said that it was self-inflicted because there was no evidence of a third party. So we don't really know what happened in that coroner's inquest. Her family are all in Poland, and I don't think they fully understood what happened either. Because can you imagine if your daughter passes away abroad, and then you've got a friend translating for you? How must that feel? And you'd be really confused. You won't fully understand what's being said, and maybe your friend who's translating might not be familiar with all the legal jargon that they use as well. We've got some here.
Sorry, I'm back. Just had a message.
I think Joe's highlighting some stuff here. But I'm just saying how it must be awful for the family to have the court case in English and have a friend translating for them, and they're not going to fully understand what was said in that court case, are they?
Yeah, and it just seemed really weird how they were saying like her injuries was so severe that first of all they believed it was third party.
Yeah, we
might need
to trigger warning on this. We might put a trigger warning up, because it is, if you talk about what happens with her, because it is a bit gruesome. It might be triggering.
What I was just going to say is, like, the injuries that they say that she had on her, I know when people aren't in that state of mind, they're really bad, but I can't physically imagine someone inflicting those injuries on themselves.
Yeah, right. Imagine, right, you're a vet, you have got access to a load of drugs that are used to put animals down. This is why we need a trigger warning. I'm sorry if this triggers anyone, but she's got access to those drugs, and if she was going to take her own life, she had a means of doing it in a really painless, peaceful way, rather than the way that she actually passed, which was brutal, very, very brutal. And I can't imagine anyone doing that to themselves voluntarily. If you've got an option to do it, a peaceful way, or do it that way. I can't even give myself an injection. I had to give myself an injection to stop blood clots when I was away on holiday, and I couldn't do it. I had to get someone else to jab me in the bum. Literally can't. the thought of doing it was give it, and I'm not afraid of needles, but when it comes to me actually doing it to myself, that I couldn't do it. So what are your thoughts on this, guys? Has anyone been investigating the case?
It's just so strange, isn't it?
Yeah, New Brunswick, it must have been really difficult for a family. It must have been really hard. I feel so sorry for a family, because all the court cases going on in English, they don't understand English at all, and they've got a friend translating. I don't know why was a friend translating, because they've got the family a translator, and the circumstances in which she passed were really strange as well. We haven't gone into what was going on in her mind, have we?
No, it's like, she had everything in front of her. She had the promotion. She was doing really well at work, and her family said that obviously things changed. I think 10 days leading up to her death, when she thought that a group of 10 people were chasing her. So something must have happened then for her.
That's something. She had threats.
Shane, why wouldn't she flee from Lancashire to London if she wanted to end her life, surely? Exactly. She actually went from Lancashire to Manchester, where she had a flight booked.
Then she didn't go on the flight.
She didn't take the flight because she was worried that she would have been injected with some poison on the flight. So then she went from Manchester down to London. And then that's when she stayed here.
And then she booked in a hotel, and I think she asked for the ground floor room, like nearest reception as well. So that's a sign of her wanting to be safe. Maybe she thought if she's on the ground floor, she's got an escape route out of a window. But then again, it could be a way in for a predator as well, if they know where she is.
Yeah.
It's really, really strange. I've never seen a case like this, in all honesty. I've never seen anything like this case before. And it's not really being covered by anyone. But we don't know if she might have had some mental health issues, that she might have suffered from paranoia. That is a possibility. But for that suddenly to come on, and if she's gone and trained as a vet, there's usually, becoming a vet is really hard work. It's the same as becoming a doctor, the amount of work that you have to do. In fact, somebody told me it's actually harder to become a vet than a doctor, because you need to know more. Because in humans, they segregate areas of, medical. You'll go and see like a cardiologist for your heart condition, and a neurologist, if it's like a brain issue, and so it's all different things. But when you're a vet, you're just a vet, and you have to deal with everything, and you have to know about everything.
Impact. What doesn't make any sense is if she was feared of being killed on a plane, why? So killed herself because she couldn't find a room in a city full of millions of rooms. Exactly. London's full of them.
That's it. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? Because she's fighting to stay alive, really, isn't she? She's going places, and she's like, I'm not getting on. I'm not. I booked a flight. They think I'm going to get on the flight, but I'm not going to get on that flight from Manchester. I'm going to go to London, and then she gets a little hotel room in London. I think she pays cash for it as well, didn't she? And only use one name when she books it.
Yep, and paid in cash.
Pays in cash. And then it was when she was due to book out, she asked if she could book in for a second day, and they said no, you've got to be out in half an hour. And then that's when they she didn't come out in half an hour, and then it's probably about an hour and a half later, the manager came and he forced his way into the room, and they found that she was still alive, but she had all these horrific injuries all over her body.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. No, you haven't really missed much. I've just said, because we finished the inquest now, until there's some new evidence coming out on Nikki's case, we are sort of moving on to something else. We haven't given up on Nikki. We are still...
It's a linked case, isn't it,
Yeah.
potentially? We're looking at Evelina Sasak, who's the vet that works at Moy Vets, and we're just going to sort of investigate, really, what happened. You know, it's not being covered by, you know, in detail. A family know a lot about it, that they're the people that know the most, but there's a big language barrier with them, that because they live in Poland, they can't speak any English. So we're going to sort of see what we can do, because we have like a little star in our group, don't we, that can translate?
Yes, we do.
So we do.
Amy, no, I haven't heard of that one.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. There's a lot of cases out there. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jack.
But yeah, this one, you know, it's sort of, there's a lot of coincidences, like where she was from. So it's sort of linked to Nikki's case. So that's why we're literally covering this one.
So yeah, somebody's sent me a link. It was Shane sent me a link to the Octopus Murders. Yeah, because that happened in the 1990s, didn't it? But it was the circumstances and everything was so similar. It's really freaky. I need to go and sit and watch that documentary again.
Yeah, I might watch that. I've not heard of that.
It's that was in a newspaper article that I got sent. Thank you, Shane. Shane's my hero. He's just sent us loads of stuff. Before I talk about anything, as you know, I'm crap at reading off a script. You know, doing the coroner, I was like, I felt like I was in.
You done it pretty well. You got the there.
When you actually listen to it in reality, there are quite a lot of ums naturally in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I have Polish friends and I love Poland too. Yeah, it's lovely there.
Yeah, I love Poland as well. Like where I used to live, there was a lot of Polish people, because that's where they settled after the war and everything. There was a big community, and there still is, and you know, I've just got huge respect for everyone there, because I've heard what their families have gone through when they you know, had to come to Britain. You know, they had to really fight for their lives, and they've settled over in the UK now and they're happy, and you know, they always made me feel like Dad welcome and everything. He used to give me Polish food. Those sausages, they're like pepperonis, but they're like really long.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what they're called.
What are they called, Joe?
Sausages. What we have. Kabanoski.
Kabanoski, yeah. My friend used to bring them in for me in work, and she'd bring them in, right, and she'd put them down, and it'd be for everyone to share, and I'd be like, try this. I like this. Want a bit more? And then she'd go away, she'd come back, and it'd all be gone. Who's had it all? And we'd be like, Jen. Laws. Well, there's a picture of the hotel there, so you can see the windows are quite big, aren't they?
They are. Obviously, we have only just started to investigate this case. So if anyone's got any information on this that they would like to share with us, you know, we will credit anyone if they want us to. We're really grateful. Our email's up there. Oh, Ellie, thank you. Oh, bless you.
Oh.
We don't expect anything, but no.
Oh my God. Do you know what? That's the first time we've ever had anything like that. Thank you so much. Thank you. We don't ask for people to do that, because we know people like struggle with money and everything and stuff. But like, if people, that's amazing. Thank you. I'm well enough of it now.
I know. That's lovely. Thank you. We really
Thank
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Evelina started her work career for a vet in Blackburn, Town and Country Vets in 2021. It's owned by the same owners as Moy Vets. Ah, interesting. Hi, Mark. That's what I mean. We've literally, like, because we've been so focused on Nikki's case, like we've heard about this one, but we at the beginning we just
overlooked it, didn't we, at the time?
Yeah.
I think if we'd been on the ball a little bit more and things weren't so busy with Nikki, one of us might have even gone to the coroner's inquest, and done all that. But we were just like, things were like really going crazy with Nikki's case, weren't they, at that stage?
Oh, weren't they? It's took a long time, a lot of effort and time to investigate Nikki's case. You know, we've done so much of that.
We're trying to get the facts together, really, aren't we? And the same with this case as well, because there's going to be a lot of hearsay. And we want to hear the hearsay, don't get me wrong. I want to hear the hearsay, because the hearsay can lead us over to factual stuff, which is really good. And the hotel that she passed away in is actually for sale. It's for sale. So if you've got £4.5 million and you fancy buying a hotel, it's up for sale. I don't know if it's got anything to do with Evelina's death or whether or not they just decided to sell it. And timing's a little bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, when I first heard of this case, when it happened, and they said, "I'll see about the hotel." I didn't Google the hotel or nothing like that, but I had a vision of like a little hotel, even though it's London. But you know when you get visions in your head of a hotel that's like a sort of like a travel lodge sort of thing. It's in the middle of nowhere. You have the reception and then you have all the rooms that go off it. I had a vision of that. So when I saw this hotel and how posh it looked and how nice it looks, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not your cheap hotel, is it? It's like a 4-star hotel. It's the rooms look a bit squished, you know, when you see the bed layout and stuff, you know, but it's London, isn't it? You know, so they're obviously trying to, I think it's got something like 17 rooms, I think it's got.
Oh,
17.
really?
Yeah, so and they're en suite as well. So some of them have got baths, some of them have got showers in the ensuite. You know, some of them have got like you know, doubles and kings, and then some of them are set out to sleep 3 people. It's actually somewhere I'd be looking to stop over with my kids, to be honest, but I don't think I would, to be honest.
No.
If I want to say that. Oh,
yeah,
she dare me to stay there, guys. My girls really want to go to London. They're really obsessed. They keep on going on. We want to go to London, Mum. And I went when I was in primary school with the school took me. And you know, my 2 haven't, you know, they haven't seen Buckingham Palace or Big Ben or any of the, you know, the London Eye. They want to do all that. So I thought we could go there for a weekend, but yeah, I don't think we're staying. I don't think I've got the balls to stay there. So,
well,
is it so? It's got the key features on here. What does this say then? So it's a Georgian boutique
townhouse. Yeah, 2 period buildings, 17 ensuite bedrooms, 2 bright and spacious breakfast rooms, energy rating B, viewing strictly by appointment.
So this is for the sale, isn't it, of the actual hotel and not for customers? So I don't even know if it'd be open to the public. They might have closed it down. They might have had to close it down after what's happened, and then they might have decided to sell it on.
Yeah, so I did hear a rumour that apparently the staff there were taking cash in hand jobs.
Yeah. So when they're paying staff and it's cash in hands, they don't actually officially work on the payroll, so they won't show up on the system. So it's a bit awkward, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and so far I can't find any links between the vets and this hotel. But these hotels in Belgravia are not secure. They are heavily reliant on reception being manned at all times, but in reality, they're not.
Yeah, and quite a lot of the time as well. If the receptionists are doing a night shift as well, and it's quiet, and they're actually responsible for security as well, aren't they? They've got a lot of duties, or if somebody, is asking a lot of them as well, they might have to, go and see to a customer, because it's a 4-star hotel. If they're asking for towels and toothpaste or whatever in the middle of the night, they're going to have to deal with all that as well.
Yeah, Shane's been looking for evidence of CCTV on all the pictures and not being able to find any yet. See, that would be interesting to see, like the CCTV, because you would have been able to see how she was acting. No, she's travelled from Lancashire to Manchester, from Manchester to London. So there surely should be some CCTV out there of her travelling down and how she was acting.
Yeah, because it's like the lady the lady who went in the river. She took her clothes off. I've forgotten her name now.
Oh, Gail.
Gail.
Gail Lord.
Yeah.
Gaynor Lord.
Gaynor Lord. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say Gale Force. Gaynor Lord. So she was acting. Well, she was acting normally, wasn't she? But in a rush.
Yeah, she was running through the town, wasn't she?
Yeah, so her body language seemed like, she was urgently trying to go somewhere, and then she was witnessed by onlookers where she got out of CCTV range, and then she started taking her clothes off and doing some yoga poses, and then no one else saw her after that, and I think they just found some clothes at the sides. So, but the CCTV must be really big, in London, and there must be loads and loads of CCTV cameras.
Yeah, see, if she got a train down, that would have been 7 hours 55 minutes.
And so she got the train. She stops in Manchester. So that's not too far for her. And then she would have had to get the train from Manchester down to London. Yeah, so, and that's a good old journey, that is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it been mentioned anywhere how she travelled?
I think they said they found train tickets from the previous day scattered on the floor around the hotel room, and they also found the aeroplane tickets. So she was due to fly from Manchester to Poland, but she didn't get on that flight, did she? But no. I don't know how they knew that she didn't get on the flight, because she was scared that she was going to get killed because of of poison. That's what she said. So she rang a mum or a friend and told them that's what she was scared of.
Yeah, 14. No CCTV's been provided from anywhere on Evelina's case. Now, where have we heard that before? Exactly.
Yeah. Well, now we're talking about in central London. Now they can get some CCTV from there. I don't know if you can put a request in to get that CCTV. It would be good if a newspaper, because they usually have a little bit of pull with obtaining CCTV and stuff, don't they? So they got back on the case to investigate it with us. That would be good. We welcome any help. We just want to know what happened to this poor lady, because I can't imagine her cutting herself like that. after she's made such a big effort to stay safe, and she's literally running for her life.
Yeah, and it's weird that 10 people being chased by 10 people. That is, why not say I was being chased by 1 or 2 men? Why 10? That's a big number.
And I wonder if anyone knows like who these people are as well. This is the thing, it's like, who are these people that, and how did she hear about it? What made her think that she's got 10 people running after her, and her life's in danger, that she's going to leave a job where she's doing amazing. She's had a pay rise. She's settled in well. She's buying new furniture for a house. So she's got a flat in Blackpool and she's buying furniture for that. So why would someone leave all that and run away? There's got to be something. And she's she's a vet, and usually I think to become a vet and a doctor, I think you do have to do a bit of psych screening to get in. It's a long process. They have a lot of training to do. It's a good, I think it's 4 years, maybe 5, and then they have to do on the job training as well to become a vet.
Yeah. Shane, who did she tell about the men? They might know more details. I'm assuming it was her parents, because they did say 10 days leading up to her death was when she had changed.
Yeah, she just sort of became really cautious, didn't she? She was just became paranoid and thinking, look, somebody's out to get me. This might sound ridiculous. I actually watched a psychic reading on her. I'm really sorry, I can't remember who it was. Somebody sent me. It was Jan. If you're on the one that you sent me, I've forgotten her name. But she said there's a likelihood of there being a romance, and that she's got close to a man, and she's known too much about something, and then and then she thought, oh shit, they split up, and she thought, I'm in trouble here, because I know too much, and so but we don't even know what our work colleagues thought, Jackie, as well. Yeah.
I don't know where Joe's going with this. Looking for CCTV. Oh, you're looking for CCTV.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, there is any CCTV in the area, because the buildings look beautiful, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Big windows, though.
Where was the evidence of Evelina's friend supporting her emotions and obvious concerns that something serious was occurring? We don't have any inquest details. This is the issue. The inquest, when you go on look for the inquest, all you get is the place, which is, oh god, Joe, I sent it to you somewhere. There's just a little tiny, it's got like a highlighter pen on it. It's just got the name of the place, which is in London, and then it's got her name, and then the time of a coroner's inquest, and no further information. But we know the final verdict was came out of suicide.
Yeah, hold on. I'll have a look.
What a way! Out of all the ways, and it just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. And I just feel so sorry for her parents, because they would have been sat there in this courtroom, not understanding what's being said about their daughter who's passed away. 1 minute she's phoning up really happy because she's had a promotion and a pay rise, and she's buying new furniture, and the next thing they're being advised that she's passed away, and it's to do with suicide, and we don't know how they feel about it all either, do we?
No, so it was St Pancras Coroner's Court.
Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? That they actually did the inquest. It was a deputy coroner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That did it. I can't remember his name. But no, we're definitely looking into it further. We need to research it. You know, we're just lucky. We're so lucky we've got G.I. Joe on the case. Late for us, you know, because I think this is where maybe it's not being overly discussed because of the language barrier as well, perhaps.
Yeah, it says Assistant Coroner Ian Potter, ruled a verdict of suicide, saying messages between Evelina and her mum painted a picture of a fast emerging situation. He said this rapidly escalated to what only can be described as a state of apparent despair, which saw a situation where Evelina believed that she was being followed on the 24th of April 2023 by a group of up to 10 people.
Wow. So it could be something psychological, where, you know, it could be something that's in her mind that, you know, she could be overreacting, but I just don't think that's the case.
Yeah, they've even said that they have no doubt that Evelina did believe that she was being followed. What is less clear is the source of that belief, whether it was entirely based on reality or whether it was delusional, either in whole or in part. In absence of expert medical opinion regarding Evelina's mental health, which is not possible to obtain after the fact, we will never know the exact facts of the situation.
Oh, yeah. I know we've got BACT volunteer. Yeah, you said it was kept hush in Lancashire until October 23. So that would be around the time of Nikki's birthday, wouldn't it? October 23.
Yeah.
Why are they keeping it hush? And like, if anyone's from the area as well, did anyone ask a lot of questions around the area? Because to investigate this, I'd want to go and speak to her neighbours, her work colleagues, her friends that she's made in the UK. We know that she was involved in a walking club in Lancashire, so we don't know if you know, she made any friends there and confided in them about what's going on. But we're really worried about this, to be honest. It just doesn't seem right. It just really doesn't seem right.
Yeah, Shane, did LP purposely keep it quiet due to the Moifet connection to MB case? No news articles at all until after Evelina's inquest verdict.
That's a good
why
question.
keep it quiet?
Yeah.
Where does she live? I think that needs looking into, her flat.
She lived in Blackpool. We know she lived in Blackpool, in a flat in Blackpool, but we don't know whereabouts. Blackpool's got lots of little flats, and you know, because some people might buy them to you know, holiday lets, but then they might let them out on long-term lease if somebody like a vet is moving to the area. And we know that she was buying furniture for it as well, you know, so it was a first little home in the UK. You know, being a vet, you're on decent money. It's not a bad paid job, is it? And she was just starting out, wasn't she? She was just in a little flat and buying a first set of furniture over in the UK, making a new life for herself. And then we don't know what, something happens.
Yeah, it's interesting to know if it was at the front of the building, her room, or the back. Because we know it was on the ground floor.
Yeah, in the home. What if flat was?
No, the room where she stayed at the hotel.
Yeah. She specifically asked for a ground floor room that was close to reception. So why, she's paranoid at it. Like maybe she's thinking, if someone comes to the door, she can run out, and get out a window. It doesn't say this in the paper, but I think they had some difficulty entering the room, so she may well have moved some furniture to block the door. But I don't know. That this is me speculating a little bit, but just the way they said it in the newspaper was, it sounded like they had some difficulty, and they eventually managed to get in. The manager arrived, and they managed to get into the room, and then they found her, and she was still alive at that stage, but she had, basically, deadly injuries, and she sadly passed. Didn't get there.
It was at the front, so her room apparently was at the front of the hotel.
So it'd be one of those windows, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Which are big, I was just reading through the comments there, and I'm sorry, I can't. So somebody said that Belgravia's there's hardly any crime there, but CCTV's lax. I'm sorry. I can't remember who said that now. But Belgravia is mostly owned by the Duke of Westminster, isn't it? From what I understand. I think he's like a major landlord there.
Yes.
Well, it's a gorgeous hotel, absolutely stunning. But yeah, we want to know, like, did they go around and speak to her neighbours and speak to her friends in the UK and do all that, because it's just so quiet. There's just not really anything there, is there?
There's literally, like, when you try and look for details, there's hardly anything. It's just about the inquest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark, train stations have cameras. Have they been checked to see she wasn't followed?
Exactly. That is a really good point, because if they've, if they closely watch the CCTV on all the train stations and the trains that she got on, is there like maybe like one person in common, or if it's a team of 10, maybe they're like tag teaming her, maybe one's following her, and then they're switching over to another person to follow her.
Yeah, see.
It's so sad. Isn't it?
Because she was paranoid, that's why she wanted the ground floor close to reception. A quick getaway, if someone was coming for her, would have made her feel safer.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, me personally, I wouldn't have gone ground floor, because as easy as it to escape, it's also easy for someone to get their way in. I'd go for the floor above, the first floor, because you could, if someone tried to come in your room, you might injure yourself in a fall, but you wouldn't necessarily, kill yourself falling out of that window. You could probably, like, manage to get down, and you might be injured, but you'd be okay. But it'd be harder for a person to climb up, wouldn't it? And it looked really suspicious.
We're not sure if that is the room you can see. We'd have to really look into that.
Yeah, we don't know what room number or anything it was, do we?
Ellie, what about Jackie Cotterill, found dead by her PJ top, caught in the door handle of the oven? Adelaide deemed it pure accidental.
I seen that. Yeah, she got her pajamas caught in the oven, and she died. Was it carbon monoxide poisoning that she died of? But you would, surely you would manage to get yourself out to open the oven and get yourself free, or you'd rip your pajamas off, or get a knife and cut your pajamas off if you're in that situation, wouldn't you?
strangulated.
Strangulate. Oh, so she's basically. So that means.
So she would have had to slip. So I'm guessing the oven was up high, not like, waist height rather than down on the floor. Like,
yeah.
So it must have been like a built-in oven. But if you would have had to. So you would have had to get your PJ top cool and then slip for you to be able to strangle yourself.
Yeah. And then even if you slipped and you were strangling, you still, have an instinct. You still have like some time to sort yourself out. Rip your top or whatever you needed to do to get free, wouldn't you? Or that was really. I remember hearing that case. That was really odd. That case.
So how close is the Polish embassy to this flat, this hotel?
How much is it? I'm not sure how much.
Shane said that the Polish embassy is nearby.
Yeah, so she could maybe that would be a really good idea if she was in fear of her life to go to the Polish embassy and to tell them that she's
a couple of streets away. Shane said I believe she was trying to get to the Polish embassy a couple of streets away.
And was it closed
when she arrived? We can perhaps need to change the times.
Yeah, I thought embassies were open 24/7. I thought there was always someone there in case anyone is in like danger. But yeah, you're right. It's closed.
Yeah, Ellie, we can look into that as well. Yeah.
Oh, we definitely will do. We'll have a look into that. But it's more. I think the people who know the most about this case are going to be people like her mum. We think she's got a sister as well. We're not sure if it's a sister or a best friend that's over in Poland. But they were the people that she's in contact with the most, and should have spoken to them frankly and clearly. So they'll know the most about her, and we'll sort of gently find out whether or not did she have any mental health conditions that made her a bit paranoid. And we also will ask them as well if they want us to look into it as well, because if they say they don't want a big fuss being made, we might need to stop just to respect their wishes. But I really, really want to find out what's happened here, because it just sounds really off, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've just gone on to find the street name where the Polish embassy is.
Yeah, that's it. If you can get like a distance between the if you type in the hotel postcode and then directions to the embassy, it'll give you like the directions on a map and the time as well. If you're on Google.
For visas, oh no, they're not actually open all the time. So Monday 10:30 till 5:30, Tuesday to Friday
17-minute walk away.
Yeah, they shut. The latest they're open is 5:30 p.m.
Oh, so they close down then, and so yeah, so that is really valuable. If she's tried to go to the embassy and it's closed, and then she's booked into a nearby hotel.
Yeah, it doesn't even say like.
It's really creeps. It really is. It really makes me shudder to think.
Yeah, it doesn't really say what time she got there.
I think it was at night, because I think it was she was dealing with the night porter when she got there. And
yeah.
Room. But then they needed her out the following day, because the room had been booked. I think the hotel was fully booked the following day. Oh, she's honest to God, it's so sad when people die under tragic circumstances, and they don't get fully investigated. You know, there's nothing about it anywhere in the papers. There's like, I've seen one article from one newspaper that goes into detail.
Yeah, so it's a 20-minute walk away. Jo knows where this one is because she gets her passport from here.
Yeah. So somebody said it was 17-minute walk between a hotel and the embassy. Sorry, I don't. Oh, it was MBACT volunteer. Sorry, I don't know how to say your username. Everyone uses these usernames, and it's hard to say sometimes, isn't it? I'm just Jan.
Yeah, there would be CCTV if she went to the embassy. If embassies were safe, they would be open 24/7, 24 hours.
I'm having a drink of Coke and a bit. Apologies in about the bit. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, she's the Polish embassy will definitely have CCTV cameras around. All embassies are like really like, you know, protected, aren't they?
It would just be interesting to see, like, if she was on CCTV, whether she was, you know, whether she was looking behind her a lot, whether she was walking normally, walking fast.
I want to know off CCTV if she actually went. You know, if they've got you know, images of it approaching the embassy and then realizing it's closed that day.
Yeah, so there's CCTV there. That's outside the Polish embassy.
There'll be loads outside the embassies where there always is, isn't there, in case, you know, there's you know, some sort of civil, you know, dispute going on, and you know, they always have the cameras up and the, you know, security on hand, don't they?
Yeah. So why didn't she call the police? Exactly. None of it makes sense. If I was, the only reason I would believe that she did call the police is if someone threatened her that if she did, this would happen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because if she called the police and then they're asking questions.
Hi, Truth Finders and Chatters. Do you know if she had sought mental health help, such as self-referral to talk therapies? She was known to was she known to the mental health team or waiting treatment?
Nope, we don't know any of that.
No, it's not been mentioned. They said that they couldn't get hold of anything.
Michelle. Yeah, there was they did actually say in the article that there was no evidence of her seeking mental health help over here in the UK. There's nothing on our records, and we don't know about when she was back home in Poland. But I think to become a vet and to become a doctor, and you know, these you know, they're quite like, you know, professional roles, and a lot of them do like psychoanalyze you a little bit because you're going to be under pressure. You know, you might have to deal with some really difficult situations. You know, if you know, putting an animal to sleep and then you've got a distraught owner, you know, and they probably do, as part of the training, look into their you know, mental health to make sure that they can cope with things like that they're not going to break down and be affected by everything.
But something made her believe that she was being chased. Something's happened.
She thought she was going to get on an aeroplane and be poisoned. You know, so she didn't get on her aeroplane and go back to Poland, from Manchester to Poland. She missed that flight and went to London instead. It's so hard.
Yeah, there's a lot to look into on this.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know, we might talk about her and then we'll go off and we'll have to do a lot of work in the background to find out about this one. You know, and our main respect, as we felt for Nikki, is we don't want to upset her family. So if we do speak to a family and they say, look, just leave it, you know, it's not going to bring her back type of thing. We're going to have to respect the wishes. But I think if it was my kids, Jesus Christ, I'd really want to know. And you know, they've been.
Michelle, are you talking about Evelina's case or Nikki's? Your description matches them both identically. No wonder why nobody trusts me. I was actually talking about Evelina's case then.
Yeah, it's really hard. And like maybe somebody said to her as well that, you know, if you tell the police, somebody in the police is involved in it as well or something, there could be something like that, you know, like that she might have just been told, you know.
Yeah, funky. The train ticket on the floor of the hotel room, some were missing.
So someone missing.
Yeah, see, that's a big red flag for me. If someone's missing, where are they?
Yeah,
They've been used for
maybe she's used them and put them in a bin after use or something, you know. So sometimes, like, if I'm out, I'll put a train ticket in my pocket and then take it home with me and put it in the bin at home. Or sometimes, you know, if I see a bin and I've used the train ticket, like just bung it in the bin at the station. But it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mark. If there was one missing or some missing, what's to say?
Mark Shipping said that the perpetrator took the train back using her ticket. Wow. That is a possibility, isn't it? And then Alfie is saying that looking to use for animals for transporting drugs. God, you just don't know, do you? She's uncovered something, and it's serious. She's taken it deadly serious, and it has been literally deadly for her. Poor girl.
Yeah, 14. If Evelina was in a distressed state, maybe she didn't trust the police. Particularly being in London, a foreign country, the poor girl needed help as she was failed somewhere. You don't know whether, obviously, she see how LP was treating Nikki's case. You know, you don't know if that had any impact on her. Like, oh, I can't trust them.
Yeah. This is it. She doesn't know who to trust. She doesn't know who's in on it. And oh God, I don't know what I would do in that situation. You know, I drive. I've got a car. I would just I just boot it into the middle of nowhere, and the car just goes somewhere really random.
Yeah, Mark, I did send to Birmingham embassy, Polish embassy, and spoke to a lady called Marta. She says she would contact London and look into it.
Will you let us know? Mark, that's really good. So if you hear anything, if you don't mind sharing it, if it's private, you can if you go onto Facebook, you can private message me. I'm just Jen on Facebook. Anyone can message me anything on there. I read all my emails. I'm really, really interested to see what happens.
That is a good question, Funky. I wonder if Nikki was in that walking group.
I thought that, you know, because everyone in Nikki's inquest was saying that Nikki's she enjoys just going out for a country walk, and that sounds like something Nikki would enjoy. You know, just sort of you know, getting invited, going for a walk, you know, and taking Willow with her and going for a walk with a walking group. Yeah. You know, she might take the kids with her and stuff. I did stuff like that when I was younger kids.
Ellie Andrews, she made some notes on this at the time. She'll try and find them. Thanks, Ellie. You know, anything anyone's got would be really helpful.
Yeah.
And then we can literally really look into it.
There's something we need to, what we need to do is we need to understand a whole lifestyle here in the UK. You know, what did she do? You know, she worked. What did she do after work? You know, we know she went for walks. So she obviously loved animals. Yeah, I think all vets love animals, and you know, we don't know, you know, about any romances or anything like that.
Back, no, she wasn't in that walking group.
She wasn't.
No.
It could it be though? She's not named. Maybe you know, she didn't go all the time, because I know I used to just go with a walking group, and I used to pay a couple of quid, and they used to give us a bottle of water when we got to a point and stuff. But I don't know if my name was ever down on the list, because I was random, because I've got my back's not very good, so I can only walk if my back's behaving. And I'd go, and I'd always, you know, maybe just do like you know, a couple of miles, and I'd go and join in, but then I'd pull out early, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so,
it'd be interesting. Like, I know she lived in Blackpool, but it'd be interesting to see what, like, find out if she had her own place or whether she was like renting a room.
It did
like
say flat in the article, didn't it? And she's buying furniture for it.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people, when they come over from Poland, when they first come over, they literally like move into like a flat or house share.
Yeah, that makes sense, isn't it? And then you're just paying for the one room, everything's included, isn't it? You're not worrying about paying like your council tax and electric, and you know, you literally just sort of, you know, go there after you work, don't you? And
yeah, so she had, if she was, or even like when she very first come over here, if she had done that and was in a flat share, you know, who was she in a flat or house share with, and who are those people, and you know, all of that could be connected.
Yeah,
Where is Ed W Hotel in London in comparison to the Stoughton Hotel? Just out of interest, could you check that?
Do you want to know the distance, Shane? I was reading out there, and I was like, "Whoa, not sure." Yeah, we need to find a landlord. You're right there. I'm just going to call you volunteer because it's easier for me to say. And David's saying it's King Cross to Shane, where Ed W Hotel is. So, how far is King Cross to the Staunton?
G.I. Joe is just checking that, Shane. Maybe
She's
useful to take a look. I think
it would be. Joe sits there in the background, and she's just like, you know, getting everything all the stuff that you see on the screen. It's all down to her. Big ups.
Yeah, but no, it would be interesting to look at all the people that were in contact with Evelina in the days running up to her travelling down to London.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'd want to know like who she was seeing. Like, you know, maybe like in like the 2 or 3 weeks prior, and how things changed. And the key is speaking to her family, because I think they're the people that she confided in. They'll be the people that know the most.
No,
it's tragic. It's absolutely tragic. It honestly gives me the shivers thinking about it when you hear about the injuries. Basically, when they found her in that room in the bath, with a knife at the side of her, and she'd made all these incisions into some really like dangerous like veins and arteries. So they found her, but because of the injuries she had, they couldn't do anything to save her. And you know, she was trying to live, wasn't she? She was doing all this to live. So why would she do this to herself? But they're saying there was no forensic evidence for anything of a third party going in. But you just don't know, do you?
23-minute walk away, Shane.
Yeah, so
but look how there's hotels all around this place.
there must be loads
like
of
someone said earlier. Yeah, like someone said earlier, why did she just leave this hotel and go and book another hotel?
Yeah, this is the thing. Was she under duress when she was? Because she wasn't speaking to the receptionists face to face. I think she was doing it through talking through a door, saying like, "Can I stay an extra night?" And they're saying no, and she's like, "Oh, and you don't know if there was someone in the room with her."
Yeah,
it's really strange how it all happened. She could have been under duress. They need to have a code or something, for people who are in trouble, isn't it?
that's so strange. I can see where you're going with this, though, Shane.
Well, Shane's been my little pocket rocket, haven't you? You've just been getting loads and loads of stuff. I was going through my inbox was full. Like, wow.
Exactly, Mark. Why stay an extra night if you're ending it? And why she was there pretty much all night, hadn't slept in the bed.
Yeah, so the bed was that was all made perfectly, and yet she was found there in the bath.
Just can't get my head around it. There's a lot to look into on this, definitely.
100%. Yeah, you just like, I can't believe like we missed it. We were watching Nikki's case, and there was a lot of stuff, because that's just keeps changing, doesn't it, all the time, and we were waiting on Peter letting us know what's been going on and behind the scenes as well.
Yeah.
So when that comes out, that's there's gonna be some big announcements and stuff happening there. But sadly, I think this case, Evelina's case, has been overshadowed by Nikki's a little bit.
Yeah.
And they could be linked. I know people believe that it's linked, and I can see why.
Funky. The family were not given any legal information when they came to the inquest to properly advise on the British law. That's the thing. It's so different here to over there in Poland.
Yeah. They had literally had friends translating for them. They didn't get a professional translator who is familiar with explaining legal terms to the people in Polish. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes some words might need a bit of explanation, when it's a legal jargon word. And so they had a friend who was translating, and then they didn't have any actual solicitor, working for them either.
No. In fact, I don't have a good feeling about moist pets in general. They just seem to be surrounding this a lot, don't they?
The name's popping up a lot, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit like, ooh.
Thanks, Ellie. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy though, isn't it?
Does everyone think
it's horrific though what happened to her and stuff? Because the thing is, if she was truly suicidal, she's got the means to end her life in a much easier way, through a job. She can get her hands on.
Exactly. And there's so many different ways of doing it.
Yeah.
And that's why I cannot get my head around someone inflicting those injuries to themselves.
This is the thing, isn't it? It's just, oh God.
Does everyone agree that this is a good one for us to investigate, though?
Yeah, does everyone want us to go further with this? Because we don't want to go on and then you use everyone to go, oh, this is boring, we're not interested in this. Nikki, but if you're all with us 100%, and if you can help us, if anyone finds any information out or any even if it's just something that you've heard, that a lot of small talk can actually lead to the reality behind it as well. 14 says she'd be too scared to sleep tonight, and so we should have put the warning up. Don't be scared. I'm scared to sleep.
I think
but the thing is, like, she's got out of the area. Say like she's been told, right, the police are in on it and stuff, but she's travelled out the area and she's dealing with a completely different police force. Maybe then it would be safer for her to go and say to a different police force, like, this is going on. Can you help me? Like while she was in Manchester, or she got into London. She might have been able to get some help from the Met Police or something.
Yeah. Mark. Yeah. Peter Lawson died at the age of 50. That screams something to me.
At the end of the day, right, police do a job and they do it well and they do what they're told. They're following orders, and I've not got any beef with police whatsoever, because the police I've dealt with have always been amazing with me. Literally, I think I come across one that got a bit arsey one time when I was a teenager, and the rest of the time, basically, if you're speaking sensibly and rationally, it's all good. And if she'd gone to the police and said, "Listen, this is going on," and sat down calmly and explained it to them, maybe even asked for a translator to come in, and explained it all, she might still be here today.
Yeah. Ellie, we've got our very own interpreter, G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe's like our little superstar, isn't it? Does everyone remember the film G.I. Jane? We're telling Joe she's going to have to shave her head. I don't think she'll do that. No. But at the end, we are quite well placed to deal with this because, between us, we've got the skills, haven't we, to find out stuff.
If we can in contact with the family, it's perfect because Joe can just chat to them.
Yeah. And I think, the family feel better and speaking to somebody who speaks Polish as a first language and stuff, won't they? They'll have stuff in common with each other, and hopefully we just want to find out what their opinion on everything is, and we don't want to upset them, by escalating the case again.
Yeah, but I can guarantee that they've got questions that they want answering.
Yeah, well, if it was anyone, one of my loved ones, I'd want to know. I'd be like, if someone like us came along and was like, "Do you want us to help?" You'd bite our hands off.
Yeah, Peter Lawson did get an inquest because the same coroner as Nikki just said he died of natural causes.
Was it a heart attack? Did they say?
They didn't say if it was what it was. They just said it was medical, like natural causes. So.
Like the age 50 is awful. I think he might have been so stressed out with the case, to be honest with you, because he was under a lot of stress.
He was at work literally, I think the week before.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people don't die suddenly, because they do, but it's just this one. it's too much of a coincidence. Everything is, isn't it?
Oh, because I worry about it, because he's only like 3 years. I'm same age as Nikki. I am. I'm 2 months older than her, and so I'll be 50 in about 3 years, and I don't want to be dead at that age. Christ, no.
Yeah, for her to think that she'd be injected on a plane is seriously big.
Yes. It's something that, like the Russians would do, isn't it? They'd sort of give you a jab in your leg or something, or put, what is it they use? Is it uranium or something? Poisoning.
Well, they do it anyway, don't they?
Because there was that case in was it Somerset? In fact, fentanyl leaves no trace. There's so many of them that the date rape drug that stays in your system only for like 12 hours. Because they say if you've ever, had an experience and you think you might have, been raped, and with a date rape drug, you can go into Boots. So this is for everyone to know. You can go into Boots and
Novichok, that's it.
Novichok, yeah,
Yep.
That's what the Russians use, isn't it? But yeah, if you ever had you think you might have had the date rape drug given to you, go to a Boots and tell them, and they've actually got the facilities to do a test. Because my friends, it happened to her. She lived in London, and sadly it happened to her. And she went into the Boots, and they said, "You don't look very well," and she was quite emotional, and she said, "Well, I don't feel very well," and that they said, "Can we do a test on you?" She said that she think she's had sex, but she couldn't remember it, and they did a test on her, and they actually found what's a date rape drug? I've forgotten that name now. Rohypnol, yes, Rohypnol in the system. But yeah, you've got polonium. That's what the Russians use to poison people, isn't it? Well,
Patterdale. Oh, evening, folks. Happy Mother's Day to you all. Asked a question last time. Why did Nicola have partial asphyxiation on death certificate? Was it on the death certificate?
Do you know what? I haven't actually seen it. It was accidental death, wasn't it, on Nikki's?
Yeah.
And then I think the cause of death was drowning. It could have been asphyxiation underneath, because they don't just tick one box under cause of death. They can have a few.
I didn't even know what was on there, to be honest.
The coroner showed me the computer system, how it works. When we were in and with my partner, she was just saying that you can have multiple reasons, causes of death, that like how it happened, because it can be like one thing leads to another thing leads to another thing, isn't it?
We've not displayed the death certificate. We've gone through the inquest, but we've not even seen a death certificate.
I've never ever seen it. Is that in the public forum? I know sometimes you can order them if you've got a good reason.
When we was going through the inquest, they was talking about partial asphyxiation, but
it was mentioned.
Yeah, it wasn't. They said no. There was no evidence of it.
It was. I think the cause was drowning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the cold water shock.
But yeah,
they can put a few different reasons on a death certificate. It doesn't have to be that. There's there'll be like the major cause, but then there's the cause, and then the medical conditions are listed above that, and there can be quite a few of those. and then the end result is it was accidental. That's how it's been put for Nikki, but I've never seen it. Can we request it? Volunteer. Yeah, I know you might have to pay like probably about 20 quid or 30 quid, isn't it, for a death? I know I've had to get birth certificates for my girls, get duplicates because I lost them, and I had to make a little payment, but I'm not sure if you can you request it if you're not related to the person.
I wouldn't have a clue about any of that. Patterdale, it might have been in the inquest of Dr. Alison Armour, when we was doing the recap, and obviously the coroner asked her if there was any evidence of partial asphyxiation, and she said no.
And yeah, because there was no petechial hemorrhaging in the eyes either, was there?
No. Thank you, Mark. But yeah, no, we have to go into this.
Yeah, if you guys are all interested in it, let us know and we'll carry on with it. I'm like heavily interested in it. I want to know what happened to this poor girl. I'm really enthusiastic about finding out some more information, because I think it's just been covered a little bit. There's been like one newspaper article written about it. I might even contact that journalist as well.
Yeah.
I don't mind if a journalist covers it as well. I just want to get down to the bottom of it, and I want to hear maybe that journalist was actually sat in the inquest and can give us a little bit more additional information.
Yeah. G.I. Joe just found a CCTV camera outside Moyfets.
Oh, that's cool. So is that like across the road from the vets?
Look, she's circling it now.
Yeah. But where Evelina lived, it's in Blackpool. Now Blackpool's like a big party town. I'm not sure it's a town or a city. I think it's a town. I've been there loads and loads of times. It's got it's got like the big theme park there, the pleasure beach, and the roller coasters and everything. And then you've got the tower and the big wheel and everything. There's loads to do there, and the pubs and clubs are awesome. I used to go there all the time when I was younger, because it was just it was a moderate drive. It was get there in about an hour and a quarter from where we live, and we used to get sometimes we get a minibus, and sometimes we'd all take it in turns to drive. We'd have the designated driver, but we'd always stay overnight in a dodgy B&B that looked like a brothel parlour. It looked really dodgy. But there is a lot of like drugs and stuff that goes on there as well.
Right, Patterdale and Jackie. So particle hemorrhage are tiny dot-shaped hemorrhage that are red in colour, that are described as classical signs of asphyxiation, like deprived of oxygen.
Yeah, it's like bloodshot.
Yeah, so they can be seen post-mortem. They occur in the lax skin of the body, particularly the eyes, the lining of the eyes and the mouth, and they were absent. So she didn't have any.
And that's out the horse's mouth. I'm not calling you a horse, by the way, Cupcake.
She's reading through this. Just
Blackpool changed for the worst. I haven't been out as in with my friends drinking. I've been there with the kids, and it was really, the kids loved it. They'll go back in a heartbeat. They thought it was an amazing place. They loved the pleasure beach and going for a walk around that was illuminations were on and there was all the horses and carts there. But I know, like, off season, there's a lot of trouble, isn't there, in Blackpool? You know, and I know there is, like, issues. There's a lot of drugs going around, and off season it just goes from crazy busy where everything's fully booked, then it you know, it's just the doldrums. There's, you know, everywhere's really quiet. I have been there when it's quiet as well. You know, you're walking in places and it's just dead everywhere. You know, all the pubs that you'd be fighting to get into, that, you know, you just walk in and you're just like, wow.
Shane, she worked at the Hambledon branch, or Hambledon branch.
Hambleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
okay.
they would have changed a little bit, just because they might be predominantly based in one, but they might still go and work in the other one, you know, at certain times for certain events. You know, if they're like neutering cats, and you know, sometimes the Cat Protection League will have an offer on where you can get your cat neutered for 25 quid. I remember I did that with my cat, and it was a special offer. It was in a time scale. All the vets were dead busy doing it, and you know, so you might find like maybe one vet will go over to another branch to help out with things like that.
Yeah. I can't. My brain's just gone dead. I was going to say something.
Hotel windows look like if you I wonder if they slide open easy and stuff, because they slid open. You know, you could fit a person in there or out there really easy, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I used to have a window like that in my old house. We lived in a Victorian house when I was growing up, and that had these big windows like similar to that, and these to slide up. Because I remember every time we glossed them, they'd get stuck, and they'd be like trying to get them open again. You'd have to get like a butter knife and sort of stick that through under and break all the glossy paint, and then you'd be able to open your window again.
KL, I'm from a nearby town. The police are dangerous for any vulnerable lass. Asking them for help always ends badly. There is a channel on YouTube called Police Abuse Powers. It tells you all about the police.
Really? I haven't seen it. I will definitely be watching that. So does that actually specifically cover Blackpool and KL? I'll have to. I've got some some TV watching to do, haven't I, after today?
Yeah.
Some research, but we'll get down to it. We will. You know, if there's a way to find out what happened, we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll try and get as much as we can. And
yeah, it's you know, like I can only speak for myself, really. My upbringing, I worked in a nightclub, and I used to finish work at 2 a.m, and I used to go down into like this 24-hour shop that was open like all night. You know, I finish at 2, but it might be 4 before we left. We might sort of sit and have a gossip and relax, and, you know, socialize a bit before we went home. And then I'd go into the shop, and the police would be working nights, and they'd be going and getting a snack from there as well. And we all saw each other really as one of a kind. You know, it didn't matter really what role we were doing, because we were all the same. We were all working, and it was, you know, working at that ungodly hour. You know, we used to have a laugh with them as well, because I used to say we chuck them out of our nightclub, and then, you know, we get them drunk, and then they have to pick them up again. And then probably by the time they finish picking everyone up, you know, who's had too many, they'd go on the break, and then we'd be leaving as well.
How long does it take?
Stop my car, they'd be like, "Have you seen a Black Mariah that's gone?" You know, and I'd be like, "Oh, I haven't seen it down here," and then they just race off, and then they're like, you know, just call in the 999 if you see Black Mariah, because we're looking for one around town. You know, it'd be like Crazy days. But that's going back a long time ago now. Things are different, aren't they?
You know, I'm just seeing how far she had to travel to work. 17 minutes by car. I'm assuming she would have got the train because
Where's that from? Sorry.
Blackpool to Hamilton Moyfets.
Is that a train service that goes there? Is it?
Yeah, so it's 50 minutes. What about Fulton Cleveland's? That would be closer, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Maybe she did drive, or maybe she might have lift shared or something, perhaps, to get to work.
Need to do Blackpool at the top.
Yeah. I think I know where Blackpool train station is. Oh, we've always got roads.
It's an hour and 2 minutes on the train.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't really know if she drove, do we? We don't actually. You know, she might have got a train, because she might have been scared of somebody following her by car. If she got in a car.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know how she got to and fro work as well.
Yeah, this is it. We need to sort of get this picture of a life. You know, how did she get to and from work? What did she do after work? You know, who was she friends with? We need to get like this full picture, and we also need to speak to her family as well and find out, what she was saying to them, and was she acting out a character? Shane's saying there's no trains. No trains from Blackpool to where she works?
No, there is to Hamilton, I think, but there's not to Fulton. Fulton Cleveland's is a lot of more of a headache of a journey.
Oh.
Sharon, on her
She
dad's.
she could have had a lift share. I've done lift shares. I'm a great believer in. I was talking to you the other day, wasn't I? I pick up all the old people, when they're walking with their sticks and they go. You can see them going to the bus stop. After I've done the school run, I go and scoop up a couple of old people and put them in the car, and I'm like, where are you going? And they're like, oh, I'm just going into town to go to the doctor's appointment. I'm like, right, get in, because you can see them struggling. It's pissing it down raining. I wouldn't wish that on anyone's nana or granddad, So I just get him in my car, and it's 15 minutes it takes for me to do that. I really don't give a shit.
Oh, so train's not viable from Blackpool to Fulton or Hamilton. You can only travel by bus or car.
Maybe she has to get on a train and then a bus then, perhaps.
No, she'll probably just get a bus straight away.
Maybe the buses run direct. But again, a bus is slower than a train, isn't it? And the bus is like stopping at every stop. And
so it's 18-minute drive from Blackpool. Thanks, Julie.
It's like my kids. If my kids get the bus to school, it takes them about an hour to get to school because it's going around all the villages and stuff and stopping and starting, and it takes me 12 minutes to drive them to school.
Yeah, New Brunswick. This is what I mean. It will be all of this. There was no details of anything like that.
Yeah.
All of this, I feel, would be very, very interesting with the case. Because if she was travelling to and fro work via a bus, there would be CCTV footage of her on the bus. So again, that would be interesting to see what her behaviour was like on the bus.
Yeah. Because what is a baseline behaviour, don't we? We're like normal behaviour when she's calm and she's going to work, and then see what she's like leading up to it. That would be a good way to analyse. And also see if anyone is actually following her.
Yeah, and you would see, like, say, from one week to the next, you would see a change in her behaviour when she was travelling. And then they
Yeah.
could have, if you looked at it like that, they could narrow down when her behaviour started changing. And when her behaviour started changing, then they could look for clues of if she was being followed or.
Yeah, right. I'd want to look at like all the CCTV, like going back maybe a month back and really understanding how her behaviour changed over all those weeks. You know, and then you get like her normal baseline behaviours, and then you might see her where, you know, she is becoming more anxious, and then perhaps if there is somebody in the background who is following her, or maybe she's sitting down in a carriage and somebody's sitting near her or next to her and saying something to her on the train or the bus or whatever. We just don't know any of it, do we, really?
No. That's the thing, you don't know if it's been looked into or not.
Yeah. Oh, I just pray to God they've looked at CCTV and really analysed it all properly, and, you know, got some behavioural analysts to look at it as well.
Like you say, it was very quietly investigated. Like, I think we only found out when someone sent us the link.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it, and we were really busy doing stuff with Nikki, and I remember hearing about it and going, "Oh my God, I need to investigate that." But then I put it to the back of my mind because we were like so busy with Nikki.
Yeah,
And then
no,
obviously,
definitely a lot to look into on this.
yeah, definitely.
So, I think that's it for tonight, really. It's not really
Yeah,
been very, very informative tonight, but we just wanted to speak to you guys to let you know where we're heading next.
yeah, we've given you the lowdown of what's happened and what we know, and hopefully, what, you know, over like, you know, the next sort of week or so, we'll put some investigation things out. You know, we'll try and get in touch with a few people, and hopefully they'll get back to us and are happy to talk to us. And you know, we'll try and find out what's happened. You know, I think getting in touch with the journalist that wrote the piece would be a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. And if
Because
anyone's got any information, you know, let us know.
if anyone knows anyone that knew her, that, you know, she treated their animal perhaps at a vet's, that would be great as well, just to sort of understand, you know, what she was like as a person. Because at the end of the day, she was a person, wasn't she? She's a real person, and she died under terrible circumstances. Absolutely
Alfie, so
awful.
it's Pap YouTuber. Is that what we've got to look at? Right, let me go on and gift 5 more members before I forget.
Oh yeah. Yeah, don't stay there, Nicola. You stay there. Don't go. Do not go. Just stay. Just stay. Another 1 more minute, please.
Right, it's done.
Ari, we were talking about this. You're not allowed to go. You've got to stay. I'm a bossy cow sometimes, aren't I?
So we've got Carol A, Sue G, Lulu, Brutally Honest, Seaman. They've all been gifted memberships.
Oh, Nicola. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll try it again next time for sure. We're going to look into things a bit more as well, because it won't let us directly gift a membership to one specific person. Well, it's kind of, but everyone who's got a membership, welcome to our group.
Yes, well done. Thank you for joining us.
You're one of us. Welcome. But yeah, Nicola, we'll sort it out. I'll speak to you.
Definitely.
But
We'll work out a way of doing it. She does
but
deserve
thank you all for joining
justice.
us. Sorry, I'll let you talk.
I was just reading what Jackie said. She deserves justice. That she does, just like Nikki.
Yeah,
you know.
100%. Yeah, it's really sad that a case got overlooked and everything, because of everything that's been going on. And we really do want to look into things, and I think we're well equipped to do that, because we've got our little pocket rocket Joe, GI Joe.
Yeah.
And oh,
lovely. But,
Nicola, we gave them out. It just sort of goes out to whoever. It doesn't go. It won't let us like allocate anything specifically. But what I'll do is I'll find a way to do it. I'll speak to you about it. Before we go live next, sort it out. Don't worry.
Thank you, Jackie. That would be brilliant.
Is everyone found like interesting then, or are you sleeping, or are you sleeping? I'm sleeping. Oh. But if you're all interested, if you want to hear more about this, then we'll get in there and we'll dig in and we'll see what we can find out. You know what we're like? We're like a dog with a bone, aren't we?
We are, once we get going.
Mm.
Oh, thank you, guys.
But thank you so much for all joining us.
Should we do members live on Wednesday?
It's very interesting. Thank you so much.
Are you free on Wednesday again, Jen?
I am free on Wednesday, yes.
Should we do members live again on Wednesday?
I think that might be
free on Wednesday.
We might not have found out a lot about the case, but we'll certainly go through what anything we have found out, and hopefully we can put the feelers out, can't we, and let you know what we've been doing.
New Brunswick, not yet. It's at the end of March our time changes.
Oh, when the clocks spring forward, full back, isn't it? So we're springing forward. Oh, so we get like an hour less in bed, don't we?
Yeah, 31st of March is when they change.
Oh, when is it in Canada? Is it this weekend in Canada?
I think some places have already done this weekend.
Oh, that's odd. I thought they'd have all done it at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. They just like to confuse us. That's why. Yeah, US was today. Yeah.
If you're talking to Eddie and he's in New Zealand, so they're like trying to work out what time it is in New Zealand all the time. I think he's 12 hours ahead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Over there. So sometimes we can catch you in the morning or at night.
So even Poland have changed their times today. It's just us.
It's just because us on Greenwich Mean Time. To be honest with you, I hate it. I wish they'd just leave it all in one, because having the change of times, it confuses people. And it originally it was designed for people who are doing agricultural work and mining and stuff like that. But nowadays, all that type of industry is all gone, so I don't know why we don't just stay the same. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I just think it complicates things, especially when you have an hour less in bed. I get grumpy.
I don't mind the clocks going backwards, but going forwards, I hate that. Where you have to get up an extra hour earlier.
You get up an hour early, and then it starts to get light. When you in the mornings it gets light, doesn't it? And then at night it's light until
when the clocks go forward, it's darker in the mornings, but lighter later on in the evenings.
You're trying to get the kids to bed, and they're going, but it's still light outside. And you're like, I know, but it's still bedtime.
I don't care. Get to bed.
You're like pulling down the blackout blinds and like, see, it's dark now. Go to bed. Get the room dark for them.
We'll do a members live on Wednesday.
Yeah,
and catch up with you all. But yeah, thank you for sticking with us again tonight, guys.
That's it.
And, no, we
yeah,
appreciate it. And Eddie, thank you
over
for
to our live.
your...
We had to laugh, I think, on the last live, didn't we? It was
Oh yeah.
We had to proper giggle at things. So yeah, it's just nice to sort of speak to people, and like we're less formal, aren't we? We're a bit more silly, I think. Well, I'm a bit more silly anyway. I'm always silly.
Yeah, no, we are. We try.
We just relax. So, but yeah, thank you all for joining us tonight and everything. And
enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Yeah. So take care, everyone.
Right. Bye.
Bye.